Hello everyone, this is Paul once again for SFF Release Day. This is for July 19th, 2016, and it is hot. Bottom line, it is hot. We got the air conditioner off because you guys don't want to hear the air conditioner going while I'm trying to record. So, it's hot. It's hot everywhere. England, I saw something on England where it reached 30 degrees Celsius, and people are saying they've never seen 30 degrees Celsius in Ireland, like in the middle of Ireland. It's crazy. And record heat in the U.S. at places as well. So let's get into it. These are the things that were released on July 19th. Hope everyone's having a great booktubeathon. Let me tweet out that I am live, just for fun, in case anyone wants to watch. SFF Release Day, 7/19. Alright, there we go. Once again, I'm using... Oh, if you've never watched one of these, I basically go online, look at the new releases, and then check on Goodreads to see if anyone that I follow or any of my friends have read the book and kind of see what's out there and what's new. It's an easy way for me to create content that people might enjoy, and also it's an easy way for me to keep up with the SFF scene. Alright, so this week we have BarnesandNoble.com doing their book launches each week. Joe Cunningham does an amazing job, and I'll keep using it until they either complain about me using it or he stops using it. So I think it's good. Okay, Imprudence by Gail Carriger. This is her second book in the Custard Protocol series, and it's hardcover. The second installment in Carriger's Custard Protocol series jumps back into readers' hearts and minds, picking up where last year's Prudence left off. Rue and her dirigible, the spotted custard. A dirigible is those blimps that fly around. Return from their adventures in India to find strange happenings are afoot. Queen Victoria extremely displeased with them, and the whole of England on edge. The werewolves and vampires are behaving strangely. Rue's lupine-leaning father and vampire mother certainly aren't themselves. Even as Rue comes to realize the strangest she's detecting is fear of a greater threat. Carriger kicks up the banter in the lighter-than-air imagination, swirling it all together into a story best described with a technical term, romp. So, everyone seems to like some Gail Carriger. Let's check out this book on Goodreads. Custard Protocol number 2. This is from Orbit, hardcover, 320 pages. Not bad. None of my friends have read it, so nobody on BookTube here. Mogsy from Biblio Sanctum has read it. She gave it a 3. She hasn't written her review quite yet. Anya from Books on Dragon's Wings. She's also on Starships and Dragon's Wings. Really enjoyed it. She gave it a 4. She didn't like it as much as the first one. The plot didn't feel as interesting, and they used the word gypped in there. She didn't like that because it's a derogatory word for gypsies. More people down here seem to like it. It's all about the fun with Gail Carriger. A lot of 4s, a lot of 5s. So yeah. Right now it's at a 4.22 with 189 ratings. So if you're a Carriger fan, new Carriger book. Oh yeah. Alright, here we go. Paperback, The Dragon Lord's Fool's Gold by John Hollins. Described as Guardians of the Galaxy meets The Hobbit, this is not your ordinary fantasy story. Dragons rule the world, and surprise, surprise, they're not the gentlest of landlords, demanding oppressive taxes and making life miserable for everyone. But more justification is needed for a band of misfit thieves to decide the time has come to take back what is theirs, or if not strictly theirs, then at least what is certainly there for the taking. Hollins ladles on the humor while heartily skimping on the action. the unexpected plot swerves, or the glorious feels. Probably should. Oh, the glorious feels. Okay, John Hollins. The Dragon Lords. There's a bunch of things called the Dragon Lords. Fools. There we go. Fool's Gold. Let's see. Whoops. It has 2 ratings for a 4.5. So only 2 people. It's from Orbit. 544 pages, so it's a little bit chunky for a debut. And none of my friends have read it. A lot of people want to read it. Muggsy and Anya have it to be reviewed. Let's see what Ian Garland has to say. I don't know who Ian Garland is, but he gave it a 5. A fantastic, epic, and very easily lovable start to a new series of books between great characters and an awesome setting. And if you think I'm going to stop reading now, you can really do one. Final chapters. Fool's Gold captures the humor and writing style of the author while still feeling fresh and unique. Cool. So he really enjoyed it. Jonna down here, she gave it a 5. She's going to post a review as well. Hey, thieves are in style. Dragons are in style. Throw them together. You got a book. Alright, that's from Orbit Paperback. Here's one that interests me. Paperback, Nightshades by Melissa F. Olson. Police procedural tropes are invigorated with a dash of blood-sucking vampires in Olson's hard-boiled urban fantasy debut. Alex McKenna is the new head of Chicago's Office of the Bureau of Paranormal Investigations, responsible for keeping the streets free of shades, vampires to you and me. With his agents being sucked dry left and right, and the citizens he is sworn to protect going missing, McKenna must make friends in all the wrong places if he hopes to put things right in the Windy City. I do like things that are in Chicago. I think Chicago is an excellent. Of course, there's a lot of things called Nightshades. There we go. But yeah, I think Chicago's an excellent setting for a book. Right now it has 39 ratings, 3.85. This is from Tor. 176 pages. Is this a novella? 208 with a paperback. It's like a longer novella, I think. Because it's by Tor.com. Friend reviews. No one has read it. People I follow. No one has read it. Let's see what some random person has to say. The highest one here is 19 likes. Martha Cox. Give it a 4. I'm always on the lookout for a different type of paranormal story, and I just might have found one. And let's see what she says at the end here. She felt like it was her. She felt like she was watching on a stream. She's not sure if the author has written scripts, but the timing was everything in here, and it really felt like it was a screenplay at times, which she really liked. And then Jessica down here gave it a 4. So yeah, if you love paranormal urban fantasy, got a new one. This one now from Tor.com. Nightshades by Melissa F. Olson. Harry Turtledove comes out with a new book. I haven't read anything by Turtledove. He does like kind of like alternate history type stuff, I think. The second volume of Turtledove's latest alt history series imagines the aftermath of the Cold War between the U.S. and Russia turning hot. The missiles have flown, and deadly clouds of radiation hang over some of the world's once greatest cities. As McCarthy rises through Congress, Harry Truman seeks to disable the Soviet menace with a plot to assassinate Joseph Stalin. France and Italy equivocate over which side to ally themselves with, and China makes a move against Korea. With Turtledove's signature attention to every detail of his invented timelines, this world-spanning narrative unfolds through the eyes of dozens of characters from all walks of life, propelling what may be his most terrifying series yet to even greater heights. Is Harry Turtledove worth reading? If you have read him, please put in the comments what you think of Harry Turtledove. Let's see. The Hot War, number 2. I don't know. I find alternate history books. I don't know. There might be some prejudice or uncertainty about them just because they're just changing history and then writing a book based off that. I don't. Anyways, 3.79, 14 ratings. Oops, did not mean to hit that. Del Rey, 432 pages. So yeah. Community reviews. A lot of old white guys. If you're an old white guy and you like alternate history, check out this. Okay, moving on. The Race by Nina Allen. Nina Allen's debut is weird in all the right ways, taking place in a future where making gloves for smart dog racers, actual dogs, spliced with human DNA, is a perfectly valid way to make a living, even if the races are illegal. Man, this is like... I don't want to make that joke. Okay, anyways, the book takes the form of 4 interrelated novellas, all led by women with family issues living in a near-future Britain that has been transformed by the fracking industry. Okay? There's a lot more going on than that. While trapped in their own family dramas, each of the women is given glimpses into other lives and alternate universes. I think this sounds cool. I want people to read this and tell me if it is. Because what I like about this is that it is 4 novellas put together. Let's see here. This is from New Con Press. Nope, that's the old edition. The new edition is from Titan Books, and it is 400 pages. British Science Fiction Association Award nominee for Best Novel in 2014, and the Kitschy's nominee for Red Tentacle Novel in 2014 as well. Catherine, someone that I really respect her opinion of things, only give it a 2. She has not written her review yet, so I'll be looking forward to what she has to say about that, because 2 is pretty low for her. Tudor Carly. I love what Nina Allen is trying to do with this 4 interlocking novellas, and with their commentary on the reality around us, but also on the creations that become reality in our minds. That's pretty cool. He is from... he's just a random guy. It's a random guy that reads a lot that I added. This guy's reading it, though. Liviu. He is from a well-known blog, fantasy book critic. So I'll have to check out his review of the book and see what it's like. I'm a 5. The top liked thing, give it a 5. Beautifully written short stories and novellas. Beauty, loss, beautiful. 4 different women. Damaged characters. Wow, this is a long review. I highly recommend The Race to all readers who are interested in speculative fiction and quality stories. This novel is speculative fiction at its utmost best, so make sure you read it as soon as possible. Cool. I'm interested. I want more reviews, though. The Dragon Round by Stephen S. Power. This fantasy debut mixes swashbuckling adventure with fantastic dragons. Always a winning combination, of course. After a mutiny by the crew of the Homer, who believe he let them fall prey to a deadly dragon attack. Disgraced Captain Geron is set adrift on a rudderless boat and left to die. That's sad. Instead, he bumps ashore on a lonely island. That's good. With one unexpected inhabitant, a dragon hatchling. That might be bad. If carefully reared, the captain reckons The beast could be his means of escape and revenge. It's a fantasy adventure with a literary flair from an author previously nominated for the prestigious Pushcart Prize. This is a hardcover. This is basically, what is it, Daniel Caruso? Stephen Caruso. What's that old book? Just forget about it, Paul. This has a 3.15. This 75 rating. This is from Simon & Schuster. Hardcover, 336 pages. None of my friends have read it. Moxie from Biblio Sanctum gave it a 3. I wanted to read this for a long time. The moment I saw the description, he was saying my expectations were really high. And she had mixed feelings at the end. So she stands at the end. Overall, I had a good time with the Dragon Round, though part of me also feels it could have been so much more. Still, if nothing else, the first half of the book made everything worth it. The Power proving himself as an excellent wordsmith and talented world builder. And 3 from Anya. Yeah, so I don't know. This is basically if Castaway, if the guy from Castaway found a dragon instead of a volleyball. Alright. Here we go. The Silver Kings by Stefan Diaz. This is book 3. More dragons. Speaking of dragons, no one does them like Stephen Days. She returns with the concluding volume of the Silver Kings trilogy, set in the same expansive universe as his Memory of Flames novels. Half-god hero of legend, the Silver King, once thought vanquished by his brother Black Moon, and his dragons has returned to the world, but so has Black Moon, who exists within the body of a mortal man, the usurper Baron Crown Taker. The return of the gods is tearing a hole in the fabric of reality, rallying the world's surviving dragons, and threatening to plunge the world into all-out war. Yikes. Those are some epic names. 4.11 right now, with 27 ratings. This is from Glanx. Yeah, Glanx. I don't know how to pronounce it, their publishing company. 576 pages. That's quite long. Book number 3 in this trilogy, and book 7 in the overall trilogy. We have 2 people wanting to read it. Claire, give it a 5. This is going to be a review of both this book, this series, and the previous books. Okay. Try to avoid spoilers. First off, Dragons, and more dragons. If you love dragons, and Stephen Diaz isn't the author for you. Please give him a go, as we need him to carry on writing more books about dragons. What does she have to say at the end? Above all, by this series, Diaz is writing a variety of very believable, not always likable women who might have sex but aren't defined by it, or by their power, lack of power, or strength, lack of strength. The male characters are still often big, burly, and into fighting, but all quite rounded characters who just like to hit things. And of course, there are dragons and dragon flame. Alright. So if you like dragons, check this out. What is the first book by Mr. Stephen Diaz, whatever. The Adamantine Palace. One man wants to rule the wealthy empire. He is ready to poison the king as he did his father, murder his lover, and bed her daughter. What a creeper. Alright. Catherine gave it a 3. Tim gave it a 4. Oh, the guy from Fantasy Book Critic Blog gave it a 5. Jessica Strider gave it a 4. This is a novel full of plots, poison, and dragons. Robert gave it a 4.5. Very fast and entertaining fantasy novel. Check out this person gave it a 1. Are you tired of never-ending fantasy series where nothing ever happens? Have you been hoping someone would write a fantasy story with less character development and minimal details of the world in which the story takes place? Then take heart, because your wish has come true. In this book, things never stop happening. Alright. Dragons. Dragons to read maybe. Dragons. Alright. Let's move on to Amazon. Amazon.com hardcover. This was what released today. Imprudence. Fallout, The Hot War. Tales of the Batman by Alan Brennert. Pathfinder role-playing game. Advanced Player's Guide. If anyone lives near me and wants to play RPG games or board games, let me know, because I need friends. Pathfinder, The Hunt for Vulcan. The Beast Arises by David Annandale. It's a Warhammer book. The Sunlight Pilgrims, a novel. Let's check this out. Alright, stunning new novel from the highly acclaimed author of The Pentateuch. It's November of 2020, and the world is freezing over. Each day colder than the last. There's snow in Israel. The Thames is overflowing, and basically the world has gone to crap, basically. Written in incandescent, dazzling prose, The Sunlight Pilgrims is a visionary story of courage and resilience in the midst of nature's most violent hour. By turns, a homage to the portentous beauty of our natural world and to just how strong we can be. The will and the hope is there to survive its worst. Cool. So it's like going back to the Ice Age, and basically we have to live. Hell Divers. Okay, there's the Dragon Round. Murder in Wizard's Wood. Sovereignty by Angelique Hughes. Under the totalitarian reign of the 23rd century's world government, the sovereign regime control is made possible by the identity chip implanted in every human being, recording everything that is seen, done, and experienced. No more bank accounts, no more smartphones. Huh. Yeah. Procyon and Science Fiction Anthology 2016. Multiple authors. The Darkstone trilogy. Yeah. I think that's it. Boy, not a whole lot has come out this week, to be honest, guys. Monstrous Volume 1, Awakening. I bought this last week at the comic book store, and my binding came undone, so hopefully this is a new printing, and my comic book store will get it soon. So, this is a comic book that is all about a girl that has magic powers, and she like has a link with a kaiju, like a huge monster. It's really cool. Alternate matriarchal 1900s Asia, deco inflected steampunk. It's really cool. A lot of people love it, and I would not be surprised if Monstrous becomes one of those series on BookTube that everyone talks about, kind of like Saga or things like that, or Chew and things like that. Ghost Run, Day by Day Armageddon. Hidden Universe, Travel Guide, Star Trek Vulcan. There's always a Star Trek book. Always. A Natural History of Hell by Jeffrey Ford. Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Volume 2, Ambition by Yoshiki Tanaka and Daniel Huddlestone. It says, the year's best dark fantasy and horror, 2016 by Paula Gurin. Let's check this out. like dark fantasy. This is from Prime Books. Alright, this volume of 2015's best dark fantasy and horror offers more than 500 pages of tales from some of today's finest writers of the fantastique, sure to delight as well as disturbed. Kelly Armstrong, Holly Black, Gemma Files, Neil Gaiman, Stephen Graham Jones, Caitlin R. Kernan, John Langan, Ken Liu, Shana McGuire, Sophia Samatar, John Shirley, Angel Slater, Catherine M. Valente, Karen Warren, and more. That's cool. I think this sounds good. Anyone review it? No. Let's see if it's on Goodreads. It has a 4 rating. What's 4 ratings? Prime Books, 528 pages. No one I know has read it. Brooke here, a great collection of dark fantasy, science fiction, horror stories. I especially enjoy the stories of Catherine Valente and Ken Liu. This is cool. I think this is one of the anthologies that I would enjoy. I actually prefer dark fantasy and horror short fiction over regular fantasy fiction. I do not read any of the Star Trek books, Miranda. Yeah, I'm interested in these anthologies too. It's just trying to find time to read them. I could do a thing like where I read one short fiction a day or something, but that's kind of, I don't know, making me read something. Bunch of Pathfinder stuff. Let's check out Mine by Brett Battles. This is free on Kindle Unlimited, so Great Space independent publishing platform. This is a self-published book. Something happened that night in the woods at Camp Red Hawk, but all Joel and Leah can recall is sneaking out for a late hike with 5 camp friends, and that only the 2 of them and their friend Mike returned. They have no memory of what happened to the others, no memory of anything after leaving the camp. Dun dun dun. As they grapple with adulthood, their only hope for understanding why they've been altered lies with them finding each other again. Very well-known type of story, but they are always interesting. Oh, I should have showed that on the screen. My fault. Let's look it up. This is Mine by Brett Battles. I guess I'll just look up Brett Battles. Alright, Goodreads. Okay, Goodreads. Okay, Goodreads. Goodreads, best searched in the world. Where is mine? Mine is not even listed. All I want, Goodreads, is to be able to search an author and press search by publication date. Because more often than not, I'm looking for the newest book by that author. Wow, Brett Battles has written a ton of stuff. Anyways, moving on. I'm not going to waste anyone's time looking for a book. Because Goodreads, can't find it. More Space Marine Warhammer stuff. Alright, Nightshades again. Orbs, The Race. Stuff I already talked about. Assuming a room temperature, keep your crowbar handy. Marvel's Warriors 3, Godshood's End. Tales of Asgard trilogy. Altered States of Union. There's Sovereignty again. Hayden's Realm, a new Joe Gillespie book. I think that's about it. A lot of self-published books. All right, I gotta show this. Check out this cover of this German edition of this book. Look at that thing. This is the best cover ever. I don't even know what that is. Alright, we're starting to get into the weird stuff now. Like Ice Text Robot. Okay. Alright, so what do I think seems like the most interesting thing? I like that anthology I was just looking at. What was that? Paula Gruen, was it? Let's go back a little bit. Make sure. Well, you guys remember it. The anthology from Paula Gruen looked pretty good. I thought that seemed like the most interesting thing today. Yeah, Paula Gruen. The year's best dark fantasy and horror 2016 edition. As far as the stuff on Barnes & Noble this week, I want to know more about the race. And I wouldn't mind hearing more about Nightshades. The Dragon books could be cool, but I have no idea. Like, it's so risky to, like, just go out and buy the biggest new Dragon book or the newest Dragon book, because it's such an oversaturated market. So I'll wait until some other Dragon lover reads them and tells me if they're good. Anyways, this was SFF release day. Not a whole lot came out today. Thank you to everyone who stopped by. Thanks, Miranda. Appreciate it. And hopefully there was something in there that you guys liked. Kind of a slow week. Good luck with everyone's reading and your booktubeathon TBRs if you guys are doing it. I'm going back to reading right now because I have not read a whole lot today at all. Had to do some things, this included. So thanks for watching. Please have a nice day. Thanks.